Hi, beautiful soul tribe. Alisha Brachet here at Cosmic Gateway. I am just going to do an audio recording of my latest article. The title is Twin Flame Union is Not Your Final Destination. Want to be with them now? Think again. So I like to record these just for the people who like to listen rather than read. So here we go. I'll jump straight into it. One of the most common aspects of walking the divine partnership journey is the sense of impatience and wanting everything now, feeling as though things would magically change if it would all just line up and fall into place. It could be a knowing, a vision, or awareness of what life would or could be like, and quite possibly will be, but it's so important not to miss out on the golden nuggets or gems which are being offered each step of the way. Transforming through the ascension process is a massive deal. It simply leaves no stone unturned in the process of becoming your own self-master, the very best version of yourself. To do this, we have to undo all the human stuff. And by that, I mean the wounds, the traumas, the limiting belief systems, the judgments, the labels. I think you get it. We are releasing other lifetimes, and deep ancestral experiences, conditionings, and emotions. And both you and your twin flame are doing this. Not just you. Your counterpart is also going through this process, even though at times it may not seem like it. They are, in their own ways and their own process. And it can be completely opposite to yours. If you've been through the dark night of the soul once, twice, or maybe more, you will understand that it's not pretty, and it's certainly not a pretty to be around someone experiencing all of that. Or most of all, watching someone that you love so deeply going through that, knowing that you can't help them because it's a process that they have to go through for their own soul growth. What I observed when we go through this process, which we call the dark night of the soul, it's an intense process of releasing energy, which can be present in a few different ways. It feels like we are completely disconnected from source, guides, and our higher self, which of course is never the case. Yet in that moment, it feels like our higher self steps out temporarily so that we can go through this. Your higher self is never gone. It just feels like it as they take a little bit of a step back. Our frequency drops and we don't really have the connection or foresight that we generally would. As hard as it is in this moment, this is where the most healing and soul growth comes. This is where many people get frustrated and confused, dancing the cosmic dance of divine partnership. People think that they are dealing with two versions of their counterpart or split personality. I giggled to myself when this became clear and helped me understand the process even more. My way of looking at ascension is the process of clearing out so we can embody our highest self in our flesh suit. Divine partnership acts as a catalyst to make this possible. Each time we come in contact, whether in the physical, communication, or energy, it sparks a remembrance of an awakening within each one. We go into the bliss bubble, the heart explosion, or the pure love. And once this has happened, generally it's followed by a dip, a fall, a dark night of the soul. The process repeats as many times as it needs to so we can fully awaken and embody our higher self. There is no time frame for this, and well, time is an illusion anyway. Yet each pair have their own time frame, and it cannot be measured against anyone else's journey. In addition to measuring up against others' journeys, this is such an important aspect to consider. Even though the commodities amongst the journey, they are all specifically designed for each soul's development and lessons. So much criticism can be thrown around by unsolicited advice from outsiders, even within the spiritual communities. Projection's a massive one, as we all have our own filters, perceptions made up of our own experiences, belief systems, and what our truths are. This doesn't mean that someone else's truth is the same. This takes a huge amount of self-awareness not to do, and even then, it will still filter through in some ways. What I love and what fascinates me about my work is literally learning something new every day, smashing my own BS and perceptions daily, and with every client I work with, to be able to put my thoughts and feelings aside and listen wholeheartedly to understand and learn something new. I feel this gives me huge scope to try and place all the millions of pieces together to understand things from a bigger perspective. Which is something that I love to do. And it does change, or it doesn't necessarily change, yet it opens up to be viewed vaster, wider, further, as we move through this paradigm shift. What I once thought from my rigid views was oh, that's not a twin flame because X, Y, and Z. I now practice the wisdom of I don't know. I can have my own intuitive thoughts, but ultimately it's no benefit to know all the answers. Knowing all the answers typically means coming from an ego state rather than a soul state which has endless possibilities. What is most important is to see where the person is at and how I can best assist them in what they are facing right now, how they can grow and evolve, and as that happens, perhaps not straight away, things align and fall into place, and more often than not, bigger, better, and more magical than they could have ever perceived before. Twins certainly turn your life upside down and back again a few times over. And so can other connections too. So that's why it can be such an elusive journey to understand. One theory of mine for quite some time is that we have various similar frequency matches in partners, which can seem very twin-like. They come in, teach us very important lessons, and when the soul contract is done, or the lessons are learnt, and they will exit, or might linger around a bit longer. Yes, then various names for people like this, yet ultimately they are all acts of love when viewed from a higher perspective, because they teach us valuable things about ourselves. I sometimes refer to these relationships as spiral relationships, moving through the upward spiral to our rightful place and where our soul is seeking. Therefore, they do have similar likenesses, traits, and personality types because their energy is similar, but not the exact frequency match. Possibly because we need to adjust to move through different stages before our first encounter, or possibly in the middle of our journey. I can only speak from personal experience when I talk about these things, as I know that I encountered a number of twin potentials in my time spanning over a few decades. Each one I knew very strongly that I'd shared a past life together and that we needed to bring those experiences into full completion. Some would call that karma. The funniest thing is that I had connected with my counterpart during this process, and it actually took me years to realize who he was to me. When the download hit me, I was in shock to say the least. I was a little bit annoyed, saying, I'm the psychic here. I should have known this. As in he was in front of my face the whole time, metaphorically speaking. The truth is, it was only revealed to me in the most perfect and exact moment, and not 1 second too soon. Why? Very simple. I would not have done all the things I needed to do. If I had known from day one, I would have gone straight to the treasure chest, or X marks the spot. That wouldn't have taken me around the garden path 10 times over. Yet I needed to. I had to grow from different experiences that would not have been offered from my counterpart. And in hindsight, I needed to work my resistance muscles to prepare me for the crazy, beautiful, insane ride that was about to unfold. So in conclusion, I always say it doesn't really matter if they're your twin flame, your soulmate, your karmic. You are still in an ever unfolding journey of a life plan that you wrote for you. Getting in touch with your inner world will awaken the remembrance of the script, will give you the understanding of the next steps, of what to do in the now moment. Each relationship, connection, and experience is vital for our soul growth, including the good, the bad, the ugly, and the perfect ones. If you're going through this process and perhaps who you thought was your one and only isn't, knowing this is a journey makes it not as crushing as it is. If you truly feel that you're on a divine partnership journey, then you most certainly are. If that chapter has ended, all it means is the next chapter is about to begin. However that looks, it could still be with your twin flame, with some extra plot twists. Or it could be someone else, and focusing on developing yourself through this experience is the most delicious, profound joy that you can experience in a lifetime. So even if you think you deserve your life would be better right now with your counterpart in it, think again. Are you the most refined version of yourself? Maybe in moments or periods of time, but completely stabilized? I have observed through my own connection moments of high intensity, profound love, and appreciation for what feels like we're in a timeless state in a completely different dimension. And also times where it feels just very normal, like two friends or colleagues working together, sharing ideas, glances, laughter, not to mention the debates and the trigger fests. It's all part and parcel. We're working on creating the new template of relationships into this beautiful planet, raising the frequency through our individual and collective experiences. Divine partnership plays such an important role and beautiful aspect to the bigger picture, one which we are all navigating and working towards as we move forward. As we are always given exactly what we need in each moment, not what our mind thinks it wants or what is best for us. The 5D connection with a counterpart is a beautiful, profound, and otherworldly. The real challenge comes when it's trying to get that connection working in the physical to find the balance and harmony. Why? Because we're doing what we know. 5D relationships aren't designed to fit into 3D templates. So our hard knocks, our plot twists, and our transformations, we are constructing something very new and different. Well, at least something that hasn't been this way on Earth for thousands of years. Interested in a divine partnership double session, including speaking with the DM, I will put the links in the description box below and you can view the different sessions that are available. So, in conclusion, not living together, not being in union, not married, living in different parts of the world, and all that good stuff that comes, and so often challenges in divine partnership. These are the things to overcome to create the 5D template. And for some, this may look very different in the sense of having a different type of relationship connection other than a romantic one. Many happily married couples may encounter twin connection. This could be the helping hand to push them further along their ascension path. The soul has chosen. If you're happy, then just like the song, love the one you're with. In conclusion, be in the moment, be present, allow patience to be your friend. The future is already written. Be conscious through the process and take each lesson, experience, and soul expansion to the place of understanding, because no doubt it's through those experiences that you will take away and the story which you're writing will be shared someday, somehow, some way, and passing on that wisdom and knowledge to empower somebody else. As always, sending you so much divine love and cosmic downloads, Alisha Brashe. If you resonate with this article and feel guided to book a session, simply connect with me. My details and all the details of the different sessions that I provide will be in the description box below. Thank you for taking the time and listening, and sending so much love to you all.